Hello everybody, this is Scott Simpson here, and I'm going to do a tutorial on installing XAMPP. Just so we start off on the right foot, we know what XAMPP is. Actually, it's an installer which contains an Apache web server, the MySQL, and a PHP interpreter, as well as various other little bits and pieces that you can use for email and file uploading, etc. Really, for obviously people who are already in the know exactly what Apache is and what MySQL is and what PHP is. And basically combine them together, and what you've got is a web server environment with the server itself from Apache. The MySQL is a database application that allows you to store information that you can pull from the websites that you're developing. And the PHP interpreter is basically allows you to process code that you have in your websites if it contains PHP. You can Google any of those and give you more information in detail on how it all works. But for this, let's just find out actually how to download and install XAMPP itself and how to get the server up and running. Okay, so let's go to Google. And the computer site wants to do it. And let's just type in there XAMPP. And this is what we're looking for here, and it's at www.apachefriends.org. Click that. Now I'm actually running on Windows 7, so we'll scroll down a bit, and there we'll find actually all the XAMPP applications for Linux, Windows, Mac, etc. Now I want Windows, so we'll click on here, and straight away it tells us actually what's in the latest version of XAMPP, which is the Apache server, MySQL, PHP which allows you to work fairly easily with your tables that are actually going to hold information in MySQL. You get Perl, FileZilla, which is the uploader if you want to upload to a main server somewhere away from your local host on your computer. So if we scroll down, we'll find the download. Just a quick point, and that is if you run Windows Vista and you have a few problems which are known, you'll find them here in the FAQ area. So we'll click on XAMPP, and again you've got the details of what's going to be found in the download bundle and which operating systems or versions of Windows that'll work fine with, and you've got the exe or the zip file to download from. Now I'm going to click on the exe, and then we're taking the SourceForge, and straight away it comes with a pop-up to save the file. Now I've already got it saved, so I'm just going to close that down. If you click on that, it'll download, and the next thing we want to do is open it up. I'll click run. Straight away it's wanting to put it straight in the C directory, which is fine for me, and we click install. Yes, we want to run it. Now while this is installed, because it takes a bit of time, I'm just going to quickly pause it and restart once the installation is nearly complete. Okay, we're back again here. So all the files should have been extracted, and then you'll come up with this command prompt box, which is basically the XAMPP startup, and it's going to start asking a few questions we need to give answers to. Should I add shortcuts to the desktop? I'll say yes, so it's already saying why. Press enter. Should I proceed? Yes. Just press enter again. Now you can also, with this, put it onto a USB stick, but we don't really want anything to do with that, so just click no, and start to relocate all the files. Okay, XAMPP is ready to use. Press return to continue. Then we have the XAMPP telling us it's set the time zone, and for me it's still in Europe because I'm in the UK, so we'll press return to continue again, and from here we can actually start XAMPP if we want, but I'm actually going to close this dialog box now and open it up from the desktop, and it should start down here. And what we can see is the basic layout of XAMPP, and it shows the services that's currently available. And I'm going to start the Apache server, and I'm also going to start MySQL, and it tells there to run. Now what we're going to do now is go and take a look. So if we open back up the browser, and if we go to http // and then just localhost, and it takes us to XAMPP, the very basic main page of it, and I won't choose English in my language, and it's telling us congratulations that the system has been set up, which is great. Now if we look at the status, first of all, it's telling us that the MySQL database is active, so is PHP, so is the Apache, etc. Okay, so all the services that we need to run fine. Further down we have the XAMPP, which for sending mail, and the file transfer protocol service, which we're not really too bothered about at this point. But all the main ones we need to test our websites are activated. And now if we look at security, it'll bring up a new tab, and what it's telling us is the XAMPP pages are accessible through the network to anyone, which is unsecure. I'm not really too concerned about that because there's no one really going to affect that at this stage, and that MySQL has no password, which is also unsecure, and the same with PHP MyAdmin. So what we're going to do is set some security parameters for that. We'll go further down and we'll click on this link here. It'll bring up the security console, and we need to set some passwords for the basic default user of root. So what we're going to do is give it a password and repeat the password, and we're going to save that to the file and click password changing, and that tells us that the password has been successfully changed, and it's asking us to restart MySQL for the change to take effect. I'm just going to scroll down, and I'm also going to add, while we're here, a password for the user root, and give it a password as well, and that should secure the XAMPP directory itself. So secure those, and that's given us the success confirmation there again. Now if we bring up the XAMPP console again, and we're going to stop the services, you can see they're coming off there as they've stopped, and then we're going to start them again. And if we go back, close that tab and click on status again, it's now asking us for the password and the username to log back in because we set those parameters. And it's telling us that everything is activated still, which is great. And now we'll check the security. It'll bring up the new tab again, and now it's telling us that the XAMPP pages are secure, so no one can access those outside the network trying to get in, and also the MySQL admin username so it has a password assigned, and so does the PHP MyAdmin. And that's basically it. XAMPP's now downloaded, installed, it's secure, and now we can go ahead and look at PHP MyAdmin, start creating tables. We can start testing PHP code from a web design program like Dreamweaver or Expression Web. Whatever we want to do, we can try. We could also download and install a content management system like Joomla, run it and test that as also, and I'll also do those tutorials fairly shortly. But for now, that's XAMPP download and install on Windows 7. Thanks very much for your time.